Hey, I'm Riggers, thanks for dropping in. Today I'm going to be talking about the Sega Saturn, my Sega Saturn collection, and showing you what I have, and just giving you a bit of backstory about how I got into collecting with the Saturn and my experience with it. So, a Sega Saturn, for me, I didn't grow up knowing about it at all. The very first time I found out about the Saturn would have been around 2012, and it would have been through research of Sonic Extreme, that cancelled Sonic game that was supposed to be the big, heavy hitter for the system, or the mainline Sonic game, the big first 3D Sonic game that was supposed to come out for the Saturn. And through me and my little brother researching that, we found out we all used to watch loads of videos about it, and I used to love watching those videos as a kid to do with unused stuff, cancelled things, and I still find that sort of stuff really interesting now. So the first time I would have heard mentions of the Saturn and also the 32X would have been through researching Sonic Extreme and its various iterations, and also Knuckles Chaotix was another obscure thing I researched back then. That's what helped me learn about the 32X, but this isn't a 32X video. So Sega Saturn, I have one right here which I will insert some footage over and pan across that later. As you can, as you can see, it's the Model 2, which I prefer the design of this one to the first one from what I've seen. It's got the cartridge slot at the back, which if you've used one you'll know is for memory expansions, using a memory card, or the most useful thing of all, to make it region free, with one of these, the Action Replay cartridge, which is essential for using on your Saturn because it enables you to play not just, for me, not just PAL region, but also American and Japanese games. And also, being an Action Replay, you get to use cheat codes and things like that, so you have even more fun with it. But also, on top of all that, this cartridge also has memory card built into it as well. It's like a 3-in-1. So it also, so it has all the aspects of an Action Replay, the region free, and it has the memory expansion, so it's got 4 extra megabytes of RAM, and memory card saving functionality as well. So very useful cartridge. I'm glad I picked this up. I also have this one. This is an actual Japanese one. As you can see, I've written on here, it's the memory card for awkward games. So I use this for games that won't save on the Action Replay one. Like for ones that have like really big size, so I need to save them directly onto here because this is just a dedicated, I think this is an 8 megabyte memory card. I've got all the box and everything, which I'll show you in a bit. And I got this with the bundle that I ordered with my system. I got it off eBay, my Saturn. It came with a load of stuff, which I'll go into. But this was pretty much, I believe, a completely, it was an open but an unused memory card. It still had the stickers that weren't used. I stuck the sticker on it myself, and I wrote that onto it because I just thought I'd be a bit humorous with it, because there was games that were annoying me and I needed this to save onto. I believe, yes, I think I know which game it was. I'll go into which game was being awkward as we go on, but for now we'll go straight into this gorgeous box, which you might have seen in the background, maybe 1 or 2 videos. I don't think it's really been all that much shown. It's in pretty good condition. It's a little rough around the edges, but what do you expect for a 30-odd-year-old box? So this is the glorious Sega Saturn box. You can see all these cool games here, all the different peripherals and things. It's got all the specs on the bottom, and it's just a gorgeous console, isn't it? Gorgeous box. It's a lovely display piece. That's a little dusty. It's got a price thing on it here somewhere. Ah yeah, here we go. So this was purchased from a Curry's in St Albans on the 4th of June 1997. As you can see there, I love seeing things like that, like the history of it, where it was bought and how much it cost and that sort of thing. So we're gonna open this Saturn up. Here we go. So here's the original box, and inside my one I keep the boxes for the Action Replay, the memory card box, the original, this is the Japanese memory card, but the memory cards are region free. There's the back of it. This is one that came with my console. This is the ST key. So this is just for region 3. This doesn't do memory card, it doesn't have the memory expansion or cheat codes. So this came with my console in the bundle, but I upgraded to an action replay afterwards because this isn't anywhere near as useful. But it allowed me to play the import games I got. I love that sort of musty old, like an old person smell. It's as for the child, there's nothing underneath here, I'm scrabbling a lot. I apologise if you can't hear me over the scrabbling. No, there's nothing at the bottom. Get back in there. So yeah, I just house those boxes inside here because there isn't really anywhere else to put them. But that is the Saturn, its box, and the cartridges. Don't really have anything more to say about them, but I suppose before we move into the games, I should let you know what I actually ordered in my first purchase for the Saturn. So I was caught in the idea of getting a Saturn for quite some time, and there was this one on eBay that I'd like earmarked for a while, and it was about 220 quid. This Saturn with the box, and it came with the memory card in the box memory card, the box ST key, not the action replay. Like I said, I bought that afterwards, upgraded to that. So it came with the 2 cartridges, the console with the controller, but the controller. So this is the controller, this is the Model 2 controller, a bit different to the Model 1 one. Nice clicky buttons, you got loads of buttons, so many buttons for days. Yeah, nice design, I quite like using it. Buried away over there right now. I've got so many consoles set up, I kind of wrap up the controllers and put them away when I'm not using them, so that's why that was buried away. But yeah, so one controller, the console with all the wires and cables, box with not all of its inserts, but you know the actual box was intact. It doesn't come with a manual or anything. The 2 cartridges, and then it came with a stack of about 22 complete and box Japanese games, which is what I needed the region 3 cartridge for. That's why it came with it. It was a Japanese, no PAL games at all, just all Japanese games. Now, of those Japanese games, we'll start with the Japanese ones first. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what's this? That is. Why is that there? A receipt from 2 years ago. That predates me even living in this flat. Never mind the Saturn collection. I've obviously found that. I like to keep my receipts when I buy games, and I just stuck it in there and thought, oh, I'll put that in the right case eventually, when it didn't. 1, 2, 3. What's this? Oh, that's just okay. That was bought later, that wasn't with this bundle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of the games I've got here. The other ones were like miscellaneous sports titles. One of them was like just an anime photo gallery. One of them was broken. The seller noticed this before he sent it out, so he refunded me £10 and said, look, this Christmas Night Into Dreams, there's a massive crack in it, that this doesn't work. I'll send it to you anyway, but I'll give you £10 refund because it's a non-functioning game, which was nice, you know, sending me the complete thing anyway, even though it was broken. So I do still have all them. There's about 5 baseball games, maybe more. One that was just seemed to be clips from an anime. One that was, like I said, a photo gallery. One that was like just a psychic reading thing, not really a game. There's some weird shovelware-y stuff in the Japanese market, but I've disposed of all the cases for them. I've just got the manuals and the inserts and the discs in my disc binder thing, just so there's no point chucking them. They aren't worth anything to sell, but I can still keep them and they don't take up any additional space then. That's what I do with miscellaneous games, shovelware type games, or games that are like the sort of games that are worth like 1 pence to trade in, or you know, not really worth anything to sell, or games that just, they're alright and mediocre, but I don't want them on my shelf. I want actual cool shit on my shelf, or shelves on display. I don't want the mediocre shovelware, crappy stuff. I want cool stuff. So anything that I don't just want to chuck entirely, I'll put away in the disc binder. Along with just things I happen to own that are just disc only, even if they're an amazing game. If I don't own anything else other than the disc or the cartridge, and that goes in the binder as well, depending on the cartridge. DS cartridges have got a little disc binder thing, but obviously I can't fit an N64 cartridge in there. But the games, Saturn Bomberman, this was actually my first Bomberman game. I think I played it for like an hour and a half to 2 solid hours when I first got it, and I absolutely loved it. Although I took a break from it, and then now I can't seem to get past the one level. I hadn't lost a single level. I actually wanted to take a break from it, so I deliberately died on the level, even though I was on a roll when I first played it, just because I wanted to be able to turn it off and save it. And yeah, I've kind of got stuck on it since, but I know this is a game I need to just be in the mood for, in the mindset of. It's an excellent game. I don't really know what I can say about Bomberman that probably hasn't already been said, but if you're like me and hadn't ever played one before, you go around the map placing bombs, you run away from where you've placed the bomb, it blows up the terrain around it, and you've got to use the bombs to navigate your way around the map, activating switches to open their exit door, take out enemies, and you've got to avoid enemies, of course. You get little power-ups so you can go quicker, or have multiple bombs or different types of bombs, like one that you place down, it's like a time bomb, you can activate it from a distance manually. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with this. About 105 quid PAL copy, but you know, I paid 220, or 210 quid I think. I either paid 230 and then because the refunded £10 it became 220, or I paid 220 and then it became 210. We'll just say 210, 220, something like that. But I paid like that much, and I got console, box, cartridges, controller, and a whole stack of cool games here. But this is fully playable in English. You don't, you know, it has Japanese cutscenes, or opening cutscene, but you don't actually need to know Japanese to play this game. I didn't need to translate anything, it's all good. Absolutely amazing game. Recommend you pick that up and just pick up the Japanese copy if your home region version is too expensive. The next game is Virtua Fighter, which I know was a bit of a rushed release, so they did a remix re-release not long afterwards. A little bit scratched up this case. Suppose I should show the inside. There's the nice disc art. You can see it's a bit mangled, the manual. The manual's double for the actual cover as well, so there's no individual cover. Some games, like PlayStation 1 games, have the cover and then have the manual as well as, at least in PAL, but this is just, the manual is also the cover, so if you don't have the manual, you don't have the front cover, so that's not very good. I'll show you the disc art for Bomberman, very yellow. I don't know why it's so yellow, but there's a hell of a lot of yellow there. Virtua Fighter is decent. I've never actually played the Saturn version, I've only played the 32X version. I used to have Virtua Fighter 3 on the Dreamcast, which was decent, but I also found it kind of mediocre, so I sold that. Although now I've ended up with quite a few of the other Virtua Fighter games, I might pick it up again, because it's a fairly cheap game, Virtua Fighter 3, the Dreamcast. Fighters Mega Mix is the next one. I've had a lot of fun with that one. I think it plays quite well, and I like how quirky it is with lots of different types of characters and the different, like, should we call them campaigns? Like there's the one where you fight just girls and things like that. There's different like runs you can do. There's some sort of bear you can fight as. I know you can fight as a palm tree. That palm tree from the AM2 logo. You can fight as the Daytona car as well, which is mental. So I need to get on that and play that a bit more. This game, interesting to note, they'll have the Japanese kanji on one side and then they have the English text on another side for these Japanese releases, which is cool. This is Toshinden S, a fighting game which I don't know if I've tried yet. I don't think I did, maybe briefly. But this is quite a cool game. From the looks of it, like I said, I don't think I've tried it. Did I show you? I don't think I showed you the Fighters Mega Mix. Oh, no I didn't. There we go, that's very nice. It's also got Honey from Fighting Vipers, who is also a cat in Sonic the Fighters. For some reason. This is Daytona USA, the Japanese copy, in quite nice condition, as you can see. Played a fair amount of this, I quite like Daytona USA. The music gets stuck in your head, and plays very well. I think it's a quite nice port of an arcade game. Not that I played the arcade original, but I think it plays very well. Now this is called Viglord Saga, has other names in other regions. Mystaria something I think is the PAL name, and I can't remember what the American name is, but oh well, this is in Japanese, the original title, Viglord Saga, and it had a sequel as well, which I don't know if it was Japanese exclusive. I'll put it up on the screen if it was. There's the back of it. So this is a turn-based RPG. Got a nice artwork on the inside. And traditionally this comes in a double case, like a big thick one, but I thought that was pointless, so I just threw that in the bin. And I've put it, for space reasons, I just put it in a normal case, because when I first opened it I was like, is there a disc missing? Because there was 2 disc slots, but no, it just, because the manual's so big, they put it into a double thing, but no, I just squashed mine into a normal case. See, One thing you'll learn about me if you watch my videos is I'm not so anal about keeping everything in the exact condition. I don't care about keeping every single game I've ever bought. If it's crap, I'll chuck it. If it's really shit, I'll fucking recycle it. Like, by chuck it, I don't just mean necessarily bin it. I'll usually, if something's rubbish, I'll sell it, or I'll put it, or if I'm not as bothered about it, I'll put it in my disc binder. Or if it's really shit, I'll fucking just recycle it. Because that's paper and plastic that's just polluting the world by existing. If it's an actual crap game, I'll get rid of it. I don't care. And I'm not bothered about keeping every insert that's in a game. If it's just advertising some expired DLC code or there's some irrelevant leaflet like send this off and, you know, put your name and number in. What consoles do you know, those old little send off for feedback slips have been them. And, you know, I care about, I describe myself as a minimalist materialist. I like material goods, but I like to keep minimal about it. I don't necessarily mind how much I buy and how much I accumulate, but I'm not interested in keeping every last bit of tat. I'm only interested in keeping actual good stuff. I'm not going to, you know, I've got copies of FIFA that I ended up with, but I threw away the cases and the rubbers and recycled them and just got the discs. Because who needs complete in-box copies of bloody FIFA? But moving swiftly on, because I can talk a lot more about my collecting habits another time, here's a game that is Japanese exclusive, Super Casino Special. Just a fairly decent casino game. You've got poker, blackjack, roulette. You've got this Japanese thing, Keno, whatever that is, that I played a bit of. Slot machines, a few other things. I found this quite fun. You can set your own goal when you go into it, or how much money you want to win. It's like your main goal. So it's God bless you on the inside, which is quite wholesome. But yeah, I found that quite fun. I finished that game, it was very nice. I say Japanese exclusive, so if anyone's particularly interested in a 90s gambling game, as random as it is, yeah, it came with my console. All these Japanese ones did. I didn't specifically choose any of these. There's one specific Japanese game I did buy separate from the console, but I'll show that in a bit. This is Shin theme park, so it's the original theme park, all Japaneseified with Japanese culture and additional content. Played a little bit of this, but yeah, it's something you have to manually translate with your phone or to be able to play better, so I haven't played a great deal of it. This is Super Robot Wars. Am I holding it upside down? Yeah, Super Robot Wars F, that's the right way. Not really touched this, don't really know how it plays. I assume it's going to be difficult to play without English, but this is Super Robot Wars F Final. I'm not sure if it's a sequel or just an expanded version, but again, came with my console, so I have it. Got the original J card here as well on the inside, which is a nice touch. Next up we have, or as it says in English text, it's Shinsetsu Yumemi Yakata, which I think translates to something like, well, okay, I don't know what it translates to, that's a lie. But I think the English name is something like Mansion of the Thousand Souls or something. It's like an adventure game, adventure mystery, point and clicky adventure, not point and click, so first person adventure sort of, exploring some sort of haunted house or what have you. This is called Gun Griffin, the Eurasian Conflict. I have no idea what this game is, but it's a game that exists. And I haven't tried it. And it came with my console and the manual's falling out. Yeah. But I don't think it came in this case originally. This looks like the case, I thought I chucked it actually. This looks like the unique case that Christmas Nights into Dreams comes in. It looks like I just swapped it, so I kept this exclusive case. Fair enough. Last of all, we've got a Japanese exclusive game. So this is a sort of town life simulation type game called Edo City Renaissance. So based on the Edo period of Japanese culture, and you're sort of building up a Japanese town set in these times, as you can see from the back screenshots. This is the inside. This has also got the J-card with some nice artwork on it. So yeah, all very good. And then the Japanese game, the only Japanese game I've bought separately, is the Game of Life, DX. It plays different from other versions of the Game of Life I've played, where you've got like this good and evil system, and makes it a bit more interesting. Because you can just be a good or bad person, not just have a job, have kids. I find modern computer game adaptations quite simplistic. I've never really played much of the actual board game version, board games weren't exactly a popular thing to be played in my household, but never mind my intriguing upbringing. Let's move straight on to the PAL ones. So the first two I'm going to show you have these massive, big, chunky cases, big plastic, chunky boys. This game is made by the people who made Theme Park. It's called High Octane. This is one of the games I needed my memory card for Awkward Games for, because it physically wouldn't save the game otherwise. The save data seems to be too big to save on the internal memory, so I needed that. And it didn't recognise the Action Replay memory card, so I needed the other memory card for this. But yeah, this is really cool. I played the whole thing in first person, but you can play it in third person as well. It's kind of like a Wipeout-esque sort of game. I'm not sure why on the front it looks like it has like a police car. I don't think that's even in game. Unless it was. I don't remember it. Anyway, you essentially go around, like, I think it's 8 or 9 laps each race. There's like 6, 7 tracks in the maybe 8 or 9 actually. Yeah, so Electronic Arts engraved inside of the case. It's got 2 disc things, don't know why. The case, the disc always pops out, which is wonderful. It's not very well designed cases. Here's the manual, quite nice condition. It just sort of floats around and nothing to really secure. There's a bubble wrap there, which came with the game, so just put that there. But yes, so it's a fun racing game, got combat, weapons, power-ups, all that good stuff. I really liked it, and it's one of the few games on Saturn along with that casino game I've actually fully finished. This is Andretti Racing, named after Mario Andretti, the Formula 1 racer. 2 types of racing, Indy and Stock Car. It's interesting seeing an EA Sports game from so long ago, you know, early 3D EA Sports. And it's still got the EA Sports, it's in the game thing, which is weird, because how old does that voice clip be now? So there's a bit of the back about it. Open inside, another one of these ingrained Electronic Arts cases. It's kind of a mangled manual. Disc is in reasonable condition, it plays well. For some reason this one's got disc tabs on either side as opposed to the other one, which had them just one doffing of each other. And actually, this is nothing to do with EA, is it? Oh no, okay. High Octane is a trademark of Bullfrog. Bullfrog is a trademark of Bullfrog. Electronic Arts is a registered trademark, blah blah blah. Distributed by Electronic Arts, okay. Fair enough. Only by an Electronic Arts case. And this is also Electronic Arts. Maybe just EA used these giant cases. I can show you what bloody game it is. This is Soviet Strike. Also available on PlayStation 1 and I assume other consoles as well. Got the disc, which kind of exploded everywhere, as happens with these cases. Not in bad condition. Got the bubble wrap to hold it over. Manual, bit manual, but not too bad. So all the power reaching games I've got, almost all of them came in one single bundle. This was a separate eBay listing I bought later on, about 100 quid or 110 quid, but probably about over 200 quid's worth of games. Only one of them was without manual, all in amazing condition, all really looked after from this one person's personal collection from back in the day. A couple of them even still have the receipts and handwritten cheat codes and things from this person, which is so cool. But almost all the games, apart from this, which I bought separately from a retro games shop online, and the 3 Sonic games I have, all of the rest of them were from this one bundle. So this is a PAL version of Daytona USA, the only game I already owned when I bought this bundle because I had the Japanese copy. Again, you know, let's just look at that. These cases are completely different to these cases, much thinner, and even flimsier, if you can believe that. Very nice condition manual. I'm going to put the flimsy ass case down. Very, very, very nice manual. Very nice. Doesn't smell damp or anything either. Yeah, PAL disc. So, should we see how that compares to the Japanese arts? Can find a Japanese copy of the game. There we go. So that's the Japanese disc, and that's the European disc, PAL disc. Of course, Sega Saturn logo is obviously different, but again with the yellow, I don't know why this obviously yellow. Is that like a culturally popular? Oh, I've only just noticed how mangled that is. That's grim, that. Get away, get away, get away. Disgusting. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is with the yellow, but I find yellow to be the most hideous colour ever. So, but it's Daytona USA. It's the first of these flimsy thin cases. I've also got the original Tomb Raider. It comes with this little advertising booklet thing. Disc exploded everywhere, of course. Got the manual here as well. I've probably not been showing you it all like away enough, but that's the disc. That's where it's supposed to go. After all, I'm so awkward because it exploded everywhere. Destruction Derby made by Psygnosis, the makers of Wipeout. There's the back of the case, there's the front of the case, there's the side of the case. See, for some of these games, the seller themselves have done this, I believe, or one of the sellers did. So I've taken note from this. Put blue tack over it. Just pretend that didn't happen, please. I put blue tack over the disc because that stops the disc falling out. Very useful, that. So flimsy. Here is the rotary manual. Worms, they're very original. I've had a lot of fun with this on the Saturn. Probably one of the most played Saturn games, actually. Got a nice disc and manual here. And a bit of bubble wrap. All the bubble wrap are from that same seller. So, most of them I still kept the bubble wrap in. Oh no, bubble wraps. Go out for one of the time. Don't know what's going on here. Put it away, thank you. Ridiculous game cases. Oh, I'll sort them out afterwards. This is SimCity 2000. The game doesn't really seem to have any in-game music, so it gets a bit dull. And I'm also very stuck on the game. I've played bits of it, and it's reasonable. This is in very good condition, actually. I thought it was scratched. No, it's quite good condition, that. I need to play more of the SimCity games. I know they are classics. Wipeouts, actual wipeouts. I suppose the high octane. I've played bits of this. I'm not very good at it so far. But I do love my racing games. My favourite genre of game. Alongside role-playing games. Very scratchy game, but it works fine for me. So that's all good. I bought this one individually. This did not come as part of that bundle. Which is the only game other than Undress Racing on the Sonic games I've bought separately for PAL. Sonic 3D Flicky's Island. Waiting for my camera to catch up, it's been a bit laggy there. It's the back of it. Oh, sorry, there's the back of it. No manual for this, but this is the seller that gave me the idea to use the blue tack. Stop the disc scraggling around the place. That's a technical term, that's scraggling around. Very, very scratch disc, but yeah, it was extremely cheap price, so I couldn't really say no to that because it was like half the price it normally goes for. About 20 quid. And then I got both of these, basically, so in the UK, these go for about 45-50 quid each with manuals. I got both of these for like 45 quid. They have a bit of water damage, a little bit skanky, but I know had a bit of mould in it when I first got them. But I've given them a very thorough, very clean wipe down. I'm not bothered about bits of water damage. I mean, these are bloody old to me. I don't care if they have bits. I'm not the sort of person who's asked about the stains or it looks a bit scabby. I don't care. Really not bothered. It's got the manual, it's got the disc, works fine, complete. I don't care if it's a bit crumbly. I'm not asked about being perfect. I'm not bloody perfect, so I don't really care. And we've got the Sonic R, there's the back, there's the side, and I can't open this one because there's something wrong with the case and I have to like break my thumbs to open it up. Right, so the next game is, this is the only one that doesn't have a manual, just have this little adverty insert thing. Street Fighter Alpha 2, I've played a little bit of, but I'm usually very bad at these Street Fighter games, but they are very hard anyway. Where's the case? Let's get a bit of a move on here. We've got Manx TC Super Fight. This is a very fun game, played bits of this, but I will be playing more of it because it's a lot of fun. And manual and everything. We've got Sega Rally Championship, which feels like a quintessential Saturn game to me. It's one I see in most bundles and like most people's collections. I love rally games, I love racing games, so for me, it's a must-have. I've finished the run through of the game, we've got the bonus stage and everything, and it's a racing game I'm sure to do many more places of in the future. Short but sweet arcade port, very nice. Retro Fighter 2, PAL copy this time, supposed to be a Japanese copy of Retro Fighter I have. There we go, there's the inside of it all looking very nice. Nearly done now. We've got Casper, published by Interplay, I'm not sure if it's developed by Interplay. Don't know. I assume developed by them as well. This is a fairly expensive game, like 30 quid, I don't know why. My copy is complete, although this is a bit mangled and scratched. Not in the greatest nick, which may or may not be able to see. I've not played that, but I will check it out. The last game we've got is the Alien trilogy, which I'm very looking forward to because these are supposed to be sort of Doom-like games based on the Alien films. So that would be very cool. We've got someone's handwritten code here. I assume this is to access level 10. So the person who I bought a big bundle of games off, with this condition here, ignore the bubble wrap stuff to it. It looks in very good condition. I'll quickly show you in the Sega Saturn case that you can tell it's in the same person as well, same handwriting. This is this person, I think this is called High Out on the Internet, with a handwritten like cheat codes. Play the game without on-screen dials. And there's also, this is really cool. So on the back of like some sort of job invoice, what this person had, like looks like there's some sort of tradesperson, you know, ordering all these materials and things. They've got more cheat codes on the back of Sega Rally. So that's really cool, those games, and that's cool. I've got someone else's collection and now I get to give it love. And yeah, I love the history of things to do with that, like people's collection and just the uniqueness of what those games meant to each person and how they interacted with those games. But yeah, so that is my Saturn collection. I've had it since, I don't think I actually told you when, no, I got it exactly a year ago pretty much. So I've really enjoyed it. It's my favourite games on it, I would say. Being a massive Sonic fan, Sonic Jam was really interesting to explore, the first like 3D outing, playing through the Sonic World aspect. It's a very small slice of life, a tiny little game, but it's really interesting. I also really like Sega Rally Championship, that's really cool. Daytona USA, I've only played the Japanese version, but I also played the cover of this version, so I'd recommend that. I think that casino game was pretty chill. That was pretty fun. Worms, definitely. Worms was very good. Not played enough of this so far, but Destruction Derby, I'd recommend. High Octane, for sure. Sonic R, even though it kills your thumbs to play. This plays very well. That was very cool, another arcade conversion. What else am I looking for? There's another one I'm trying to recommend. Or is that all of them? Is that everything? Is that everything? Oh, of course. Definitely Saturn Bomberman. Absolutely. So, yeah, they are my picks for Saturn. That's my Saturn collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you appreciate the fact I was going to highlight this at the beginning, but I forgot. Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt I'm wearing on purpose to highlight, you know, Sega appreciation, even though Sonic himself really didn't get much appreciation on the Saturn, because he didn't get like a proper game. Just a few enhanced ports in the racing game and things like that. But that was my Saturn collection. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be doing some more console collections soon. Individual spotlights on games. I know I mentioned in the previous video I want to do some sort of video based on retro game shops I like to shop at, but I'm going to wait and get some more information and, you know, explore various other shops before I do a video on that. So back burner, but it's an idea I want to play around with. And I'll be doing a monthly pickups video soon as well. So lots of stuff in the pipeline. Hope you've enjoyed all the shorts I've been putting up. There's something I've been playing around with, that I've had fun with. Yeah, I'm enjoying this whole YouTube lark, and thank you everyone who was watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care for now and have a good day.